All right, let's get started. So we're going to get started with card 1. It says germ layers. The most inner layer, A, is going to be our endoderm. It consists of the epithelial lining of the digestive tract and respiratory system, lining of the urethra, urinary bladder, and reproductive system, liver, pancreas, thymus, and thyroids. B, our middle layer, is going to be our mesoderm. Our mesoderm is going to consist of a notochord, skeletal, muscular, excretory system, circulatory and lymphatic systems, dermis, lining of body cavity, and adrenal cortex. In our C, we see our ectoderm. It consists of epidermis, sweat glands, hair follicles, epithelial lining of mouth, anus, cornea and lens of eye, nervous system, sensory receptors in epidermis, adrenal medulla, tooth enamel, epithelium of pineal and pituitary glands. Next, we have an attenuated vaccine. An attenuated vaccine is altering an infections agent to reduce virulence but not killing it. Altering an infectious agent to reduce its virulence but not killing it. Next, we have homeotherm and poikilotherm. Let's start with homeotherm. A homeotherm maintains a constant body temperature regardless of environment. A poikilotherm. Poikilotherm body temperature varies with environment. Hyperplasia. Hyperplasia is enlargement of an organ or tissue caused by an increase in the reproduction rate of its cells. Apoptosis. Apoptosis is controlled cell death. Atrophy. Atrophy, to waste away because of cell degeneration. Aplasia. Aplasia, failure of an organ or tissue to develop or to function normally. Platyhelminths. Platyhelminths are flatworms. Arthropods. Arthropods are insects, arachnids, myriadods, crustaceans, open circulatory system. Parthenogenesis is a type of sexual reproduction. Parthenogenesis, a type of asexual reproduction in which the offspring develops from unfertilized eggs. Aves. Aves are birds. Osteochthyes. Osteochthyes? Something like that. Osteochthyes. Those are bone fish. Osteochthyes. Agnatha. Agnatha lack bones, they lack bones. They lack bones, scales, and fins. They are invertebrates with no jaw. Agnatha. Next, archaea facts. About archaea, it's prevalent in extreme environments, non-pathogenic, closest to eukaryotes, lack peptidoglycan cell walls. That are what bacteria have. Bile, okay, bile is, okay, bile is first transported here from the gallbladder. Duodenum, first part of the small intestine. Products of glycolysis include glycolysis produces 2-pyruvate, 2-NADH, and H+, 2-ATP. Products of the Krebs cycle include 3-NADH, 1-FADH, 1-GTP, which then will eventually make 1-ATP. Krebs cycle, 3-NADH, 1-FADH2, 1-GTP, which turns into ATP eventually. Induction development. Induction, the process in which one tissue causes another to differentiate. The islets of Langerhans. Islets of Langerhans include alpha and beta cells of the pancreas. Eccrine gland. Eccrine gland, small sweat gland that doesn't remove cytoplasm from the secreting cells. Apocrine gland. Apocrine gland, sweat gland that secretes a viscous apocrine gland, sweat gland that secretes a viscous fluid in a hair follicle. Stress triggers. Microvilli and villi. Villi are hair-like structures in the small intestine that increase the absorption surface. Sarcoma. Sarcoma, a malignant tumor of connective or non-epithelial tissue. Carcinoma. Carcinoma, a cancer in epithelial tissue. Gastrulation. Gastrulation, the development of the 3 germ layers from the blastula. Synapsis. Synapsis, pairing of homologs in prophase 1 of meiosis. Cooperativity effect. Cooperativity effect, when O2 binds to hemoglobin and the affinity for more O2 to bind to that hemoglobin increases. Spirogyra. Spirogyra, green algae. Rhodophyta. Rhodophyta, red algae. Pribnow box. Site where transcription begins in prokaryotes. Tata box. Site where transcription begins, RNA polymerase attaches in eukaryotes. Antigenic determinant epitope. Epitope, part of an antigen molecule to which an antibody attaches itself. Somite. Somite, part of a developing embryo, becomes ribs and surrounding muscle. Gray crescent. Gray crescent, cortical region of newly fertilized egg, opposite of the side where sperm penetrates. Neural plate. Neural plate, derived from ectoderm, and forms the nervous system. Vegetal pole. Vegetal pole, portion of an ovum opposite the animal pole, with most of the yolk and little cytoplasm. Blastula. Blastula, an animal embryo that at early stage of development when it is a hollow ball of cells. An animal embryo, blastula, an animal embryo at early stage of development when it is a hollow ball of cells. Erythroblastosis fetalis, or hemolytic disease of the newborn. Erythroblastosis fetalis, Rh antigen, Rh plus fetus, and Rh negative mother. Mother's Rh antibodies attack fetus blood cells with Rh plus antigen. The mother has the Rh negative, the child, fetus, has the Rh plus, which leads to the mother's antibodies attacking it, not being Rh negative like the mother. Complement system, the complement system. A chemical defense system, serum proteins that work with the immune response, inflammatory response. Chiasmata. Chiasmata, where homologs cross in prophase 1 of meiosis, crossing over occurs. Chiasmata, where homologs cross in prophase 1 of meiosis, crossing over occurs. Emphysema. Emphysema, emphysema is a pathology marked by destruction of the alveoli. Ciliated pseudostratified columnar epithelial cells found in trachea and upper respiratory system. Goblet cells. Goblet cells in pseudostratified columnar epithelial cells and secrete mucus. Amniocentesis. Amniocentesis. Amniocentesis, sampling of amniotic fluid using a hollow needle inserted into the uterus to screen for developmental abnormalities in a fetus. Prion. Prion, an infectious protein particle, can cause Kuru, scrapie, mad cow, and Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, a fatal degenerative disease affecting brain cells, causing dementia and seizures caused by prions. Retrovirus. Retrovirus, virus containing RNA viruses, can't have both RNA and DNA. Monera kingdom contain bacteria. Bryophyte. Bryophyte, mosses,